fucking live. Alright, so I can't get my lighting just right today for some reason. Um, so there's runs on food and drugs and, of course, masks and everything. There's lines at the stores. Shelves are getting emptied. Like I said, I put my final warning video out last week, and y'all should have seen that one. But let's see. There's there was going to be a food shortage, whether this virus hit or not, and this virus is just exasperating things, making them worse, shutting down trade and all sorts of things in production. But to tell you the truth, there really wasn't anything there to produce to begin with, and now the stuff that's sitting there is going to sit there and rot and not get produced because of factory shutdowns. Well, in China anyway. But we're seeing it spread, and it's not looking good. Doesn't look good at all. I'd be surprised if we see the same country we're living in now come April 15th, like Monograph said. Come tax time, we're not going to be seeing the services we pay taxes for being provided. And that's the facts, Jack. Because things will be shut down. They're going to use this virus as a scapegoat for other things, like to implement 5G, to implement a mandatory vaccine where they shoot you full of all kinds of heavy metals and stuff. So, I mean, just be prepared for it. The New World Order is coming down the tubes, whether you like it or not. And it's been set up this way for, I'd say, 1,500 years. They've had plans to do this. The elite families, all coordinated to an end game scenario that we're seeing played out right now. And it's all not very pretty at all. And it's just going to get worse. So, like, if you don't have a firearm or something to protect yourself with, protect your canned food, uh, I would highly suggest going and getting some small arms. Um, if you don't have, like, a sword or some big knives to carry around, once the shit does hit the fan, I mean, you're not going to be able to walk around in these big cities or anything like that because the military is going to be here, there, and everywhere, locking everything down. And they're going to be locking down agriculture too. So that means if you're growing something in your backyard, they're they're probably going to try and put a stop to it, which isn't very good because me and my family, we grow our own staple vegetables to get by. We grow a lot of okra. We grow a lot of salad. So basically, we eat out of the garden pretty much all year long. Eat our salad out of the garden and only have to supplement it with a head of lettuce here every couple of weeks. So instead of going through 6 heads of lettuce a week, we only go through 1 head of lettuce, and we get our spinach and other microgreens from the garden. The green beans didn't turn out uh, last year, so we're really in a bind this year with no green beans. Um, we planted. If you guys go back and see the garden videos I've got. We planted those big towers of bush beans, but they never did produce. I think that has something to do with the solar radiation. I think that has to do with the solar minimum we're in. But it should be ramping back up. We should be getting more ejected from the sun to sustain our magnetosphere. So, guys, I just wanted to make a short little video catching up with. I know I had put out a video in a day or two. I know that it's not looking good, but that doesn't mean you can't go watch funny stuff on YouTube or funny stuff on whatever social media platform you have. And just try to escape a little bit, trying to escape the downtrodden. I know I'm not very upbeat today. It's kind of a lazy do nothing Sunday. I have been trying to do little things here and there for extra money, but it hasn't been panning out too well. I did make $25 the other day. I will speak on that shortly and see whether I get the job or not. It's actually to test new drugs out at this research facility here in town. But they're looking for specific individuals, and I don't know if I fit right in or not. We're gonna find out. So, anyway, guys, I know that goes against a lot of things that I stand for, but at this point in time, when you're desperate for money, you'll do just about anything to get your next dime. Put some, in my case, more coffee and creamer on the table. But yeah, you guys have an excellent night. Um, if you haven't gone out to the stores, tomorrow would be a good day to get out there. Go stock up on things that you need. Don't worry about buying face masks, because this thing is airborne. It'll get into your ears, your nose, your eyes. It's just not coming through only your nose and your mouth. This is, if it lands on you, the COVID-19 is going to infect you. If it is in fact COVID-19, if it is in fact a coronavirus, and not something more sinister than that. So how could that be, more sinister than, well, it can be. And we've been working on these things for quite some time now. So just for one of them to get released, and the actual release date is kind of confusing, because some people are saying it was during a military show there not too long ago when it was released. And some people are saying it was released with other contagions, and that's why they're having trouble pinning everything down, and why there's so many different symptoms to this COVID-19, which I don't know if they're going to call it a flu or if it's still a cold. I don't know, because you treat colds differently than flus. So if it's something in between, but basically, folks, we know that it's been genetically modified. It got out of a lab, and whether they did it intentionally or it was an accident is yet to be seen. But we need to face this with open arms, and just tough it out as best we can, because It's got a 2% mortality rate. It's not like the mortality rate of the H1N1 flu or the Type A or Type B flu that's going around. That's making its way around the United States right now, with everybody being sick. But it'll add on top of it, and once it starts breaking loose, like it already has, there's no stopping it. There's not going to be any stopping it. It spreads too fast. Um, it's already begun to cripple hospitals. The staff at hospitals are going home. There's let's just say this is only 3% of the population that is going into these Costco's in Brooklyn and taking everything and buying up everything. Let's just say that's 3%. Well, what happens when the rest of them wake up? Can't make a bologna sandwich. Go down to the store to get bologna. There's no bologna. You know, there's no bologna or mayo or lettuce to make your bologna sandwich with, or bread, for that matter. Because of the wheat shortage, the grain shortages from the flooding this year, we're going to see a lot of shit go down in the next 8 months. And I hope you all are prepared. I really do. Because a lot of people are going to just simply starve to death in their homes. And because they're too afraid to go outside. So just take it to heart, everybody. If you have a vacation time, take some vacation time. When this thing starts to spread, take your vacation time, because a lot of people are going to just lose their jobs. A lot of companies are just going to fall flat on their faces because their employees can't come to work. We're going to see the largest economic downturn in the history of the world, probably, because of this outbreak. And even though it's a simple outbreak and it's only 2% mortality rate, it's making everybody sick. And when you're sick, you can't work. And when you can't work, production stops, commerce stops. And to get that back online again is really fucking hard. And I don't think some of these entrepreneurs or these leaders or business owners have what it takes, like our grandparents and our forefathers had what it took to, like, stepping out of a world war with everything demolished and rebuilding again. I don't think we've seen it in the Middle East. They don't have what it takes. That they can't rebuild, and so we're going to see that everywhere else, just with empty buildings, empty offices, and that could go to housing the homeless in the future. So we have that to look forward to. All these commercial strip malls are probably going to get turned into some sort of housing development for people that can't afford their own place to live. So we might look forward to that. Who knows? Alright, I'm getting on 15 minutes here. You guys have an awesome night. Peace out, motherfuckers. Mr. Mission Control's out of here.